Hey everybody, and welcome back to another Kraken Packs video. I am your host, MrBevers. That's right, it's finally time to see me open up a pre-release kit for Core Set 2019. I didn't actually get out to play in the pre-release, unfortunately. It was a busy weekend for me on pre-release weekend. So I ended up not being able to get out to play, which was unfortunate. I would have really liked to play. I really enjoyed playing in the pre-release sets because it's all new cards to most players. People are still learning how stuff is going to function. Sure, there are people out there that have, scoured through the spoilers and everything, and they know exactly what cards they're looking for to build a deck and all that kind of stuff. But when it comes down to it, you really learn best how cards work and what they're good at or not good at from playing with them. And the pre-release is a very good time to get in, to learn, to basically get in before anyone has like extreme knowledge of how the cards function and what works best and what doesn't. That kind of stuff. So, that being said, let's get right into it. I haven't opened any of these. I managed to pick up a couple. My LGS ended up having a bunch left over after the weekend, which is unusual. Like Dominaria, they didn't have any. They had none left. I was lucky to get the ones I did get. These guys had quite a few left, so I picked up a number of them. So we'll open up a bunch, and we'll see how it goes. We will see how it goes. So there's our M19 die. I really wish that they would pick a different thing to do for the 20 marker for the core sets, because the M19 is like not really the most standout symbol to have as your 20 for your die. Actually, look at that. I got a misprinted die. Look at that. That's the 15. Can you tell? The ink has bled out. Interesting. I've actually never had that happen on any of these dice before. This is the first time I've had a misprinted die like this. So look at that. That's just the, it's just the white ink that's in there has bled out over across into the 1. So it's not that the 5 isn't grooved properly. It's just that they put too much ink in it. Interesting. Neat. All right. Well, let's get in. We've got the promo card, which I always like to show off last. You got your nice little plain divider there. Let's open up some packs and see what this pool might have been like. Alright, so we're gonna separate, we're gonna actually let's actually put this over to the side. Let's get this sort of set up the way we would normally set things up. Okay, so, and then we've got our first rare, which is a Metamorphic Alteration. Enchanted creature, as it enters the battlefield, choose a creature. Enchanted creature is a copy of the chosen creature. That's interesting. I don't know, I mean, I guess if you have like a sweet bomb, it might be alright. The Regal Bloodlord is fun, if you get enough white-black, like life gain type stuff. So far, we seem to have sort of like a very even spread of colors, which is kind of interesting. Manalith, very good for splashing things. Druid of the Horns. Ravenous Harpies. Surge Mare. And our rare is in a Johnny's Last Stand. Again, another rare that I just don't know if I would play it in a sealed format, to be completely honest. It's just... I mean, there is a fair amount of removal in this set, of course, like any core set. But, I don't know. Our white is not looking very strong, so it makes me lean farther away from that enchantment anyway. So, we'll see. Rise from the Grave, actually a very good card. Reliquary Tower, fine. Oh, okay, we got a Laughless. We don't really have any other dragons at the moment, but if we do get some, maybe. A foil Stone Quarry. Well, that's a disappointing foil, isn't it? That's not a foil where you're literally looking for when you open up your pool. That's for sure. Divination. Oh, why am I doing this? This is rare. Let's put the rare down there so that you guys can keep seeing it. We can sort of do this now, just because, like, we'll take a look at each of the piles after so that stuff still stays, like, on camera. That seems good. That seems like a better plan. Okay. Okay, Valiant Knight. Not a bad little white rare. We got a fixing for green red. The Valiant Knight is a very good card, but only if you have, like, the knights to support it, right? Like, I mean, it's a 3/4 for 4, which is not bad, but other knights you control get +1/+1. But if you don't have any other knights, its activated ability doesn't do much. It's 5 mana, and you get Odd Double Striker, which is, like, not crazy. First removal, Lich's Caress. Another Manolith. Take Vengeance, another removal. There's speaking of knights, there you go. Declare Dominance. Plague Mare, very good card as well. And our rare is a Desecrated Tomb, which is whenever one or more creature cards leaves your graveyard, create a 1/1 black bat creature. And we got fixing for blue-black as well. Huh. I don't know how I feel about this pool so far. It's kind of all over the place. Okay, this is a very good card. The Daggerback is very good. Totally Lost, also fine. Colossal Dreadmaw, fine. Explosive Apparatus. Shock. Diamond Mare. Meteor Golem. Our second double color card, Psychic Symbiont. And a Psy Master Thopterist. Whenever you cast an artifact spell, create a 1/1 Thopter. Sacrifice 2 artifacts, draw a card. And we got a foil Gallant Knight. And fixing for white-green. Holy moly. And a bat token. Now, what's our promo card? Our promo card is a Magistrate's Scepter. Okay, not like Magistrate's Scepter is not something that you're really looking to play in this type of format. So, out of here, I would probably play these 3 for sure. Depending on my opponent, I would play the Explosive Apparatus. If I'm playing blue, I would be playing the Gearsmith Guardian. The Explosive Apparatus, I've found anyway, out of what I've been playing so far, is that there are a lot of X2s in the format that this is good against. Except that a lot of people aren't playing the X2s because they know that there's a lot of 2 damage removal spells. Right? Shock, Apparatus, that kind of stuff. So a lot of people are only playing those X2s if they're like really powerful. Like, for instance, this Gallant Cavalry, which basically makes 2 2/2s for 4 mana, which is pretty decent. See, this guy's a 2/3, right? Let's see. This guy's a 1/3. This guy's a 1/3. 3/7, 3/7, 3/3, 3/7. Right? Like 4/6, 3. So it burns this guy. It doesn't burn that. It burns that. But this makes a 1/1 as well. It doesn't burn that. It burns this, but doesn't burn both. It doesn't burn this. It doesn't burn this. It doesn't burn that. It burns this. It doesn't burn that. See what I mean? So like the Explosive Apparatus is okay. I think it would be like a sideboard card. It burns this. It burns this. It burns this. It burns this. It burns a lot of black creatures apparently. I guess just the black creatures that we picked or that we drew out of our pile. Man, so many Lava Axes. It burns this guy. Doesn't burn that. We have 3 Lava Axes. My goodness. 3 Lava Axes. And we didn't draw any dragons. So the Lathliss is like completely nonsense for us. It burns this guy. Doesn't burn that guy. Burns that guy. Okay, so I mean, like, our pool is kind of like all over the place. White was looking pretty rough. What have we got? We got white, green. That's that. We've got blue, black. We got white, red. We got green, red. Reliquary Tower we're not going to be playing. So, I mean, like, to be completely honest, I'm thinking that I would probably end up playing this white because we don't care about that. These are both okay. Take Vengeance is good. Inspired Charge is good. Make a Stand is fine. Courser is good. Invoke actually comes into play quite a bit. There's a lot of enchantments and artifact equipments. We'll put it to the sideboard. Daybreak Chaplain is fine. Invoke again is fine. Now these guys, they're 3/7 Vigilance. Normally I'd be like, these are not worth playing because a 3/7 for 6 is not where you want to be. Like if you're dropping a 3/7 with Vigilance on turn 6, you're on the back foot. Like you are on the back foot for sure. That being said, because they're knights and they benefit from the Valiant Knight, you might play 2 of them as your top end along with the store. I don't think you play 3. Like we might play these guys and then drop in the Valiant Knight. Now, where do we go from there? Well, we have some options. We could look into playing blue, right? Like the Metamorphic Alteration is actually fairly interesting on any creature that we have plus a Valiant Knight, because it makes all our knights +1/+1, and then that would then make one of those, and that's kind of cool. So blue is not necessarily a bad plan. Let's take a look. +1/+0 as long as you control an artifact. So this would trigger these. This is a 2/2 for 1 essentially. A 3/2 flyer. Totally Lost is very good. I don't necessarily like those. Omen Speaker is good. Divination is fine. Horizon is fine. Surge Mare is good. Essence Scatter is fine. We don't really have enough evasive flyers, in my opinion. Blue is good, and especially if we're playing those knights, because like we want flyers or we want something that's evasive to get around our opponent, right? So, out of here, like this is playable. This guy's kind of mediocre. He's not bad, but he's mediocre. This guy mediocre as well, just because of the 2 toughness. Plague Mare, very good. Infernal Scarring is not playable, in my opinion. Lich's Caress. Rise from the Grave. I really like this card. It's caught my opponents off guard quite a number of times. Mainly because you can put it on something, for instance, like a Doomed Dissenter. Like you block with this on something that they have that's like a 3, like an X3 or an X2. And you block with this, and you use this, and you get a 2/2 out of it, and you get your Doomed Dissenter back, which will make another 2/2, and you kill their guy. So you trade this away for one of their creatures, and you get a 2/2 out of it. Seems pretty good. This is, of course, a very good removal spell. This card's Mind Rod seems to be fine these days. I don't think I would play the Duress, to be honest, because it's non-creature, non-land, so really you're only going to remove a removal spell, if anything. So the black's not terrible, but maybe the black is a splash, because we do have 2 Manoliths, right? And then we do have some lands that make multiple colors. So if we end up going white-blue, because I think that's what I'm sort of leaning towards, is white-blue, with some evasive flyers and some control, and then splash black for like the removal spells. That might be the way we're leaning. I don't know yet. So these guys are both playable. Shock is playable, of course. Lava Axe. I don't think we want to be playing Lava Axe. The 6/3, which gives target creature can't block, is not bad. I would probably play it. I wouldn't play the Dragon Egg, I don't think. Active Treason is not very good. Unless you're that very aggro deck and you want to use that as like a take your last blocker and I swing you. Havoc Devils seems okay. It's a 4/3 trampler for 4. Another Lava Axe. Catalyst Elemental is like, I don't think this is really what you want to be doing. I don't think you want a 2/2 for 3. And then Double Cast is fine, but only if you have spells to cast. So like right now, Double Cast would only really get our Shock out of red. So our red just doesn't have enough spells that I would want to play it, to be honest. There's just not enough removal in red. Like we have the Shock and we have a whole bunch of Lava Axes. Now our green also looked kind of mediocre. Daggerback is good. Gear per Guide is fine. Colossal Dreadmaw is good. Declare Dominance is a fine trick. Talons of the Wildwood is an interesting card. I don't know if I would play it. It's not terrible. Now, that being said, Druid of the Horns is a 2/3 that makes 3/3s when you target it with enchantments. So if you're playing the Druid, you're playing both Talons. That's just a given, right? Rabid Bite is fine. Oaken Form is fine. We have a bunch of plummets. We have 2 plummets. So, like, our green is actually not terrible. Like, because you would play all these cards. You would play all these cards if you're playing green, and then you'd have 2 plummets for the sideboard to get rid of those flyers if there are any. Now, because we're playing white-blue, probably, we're not going to be playing the Regal Bloodlord. I don't believe, because I don't think we have enough life gain. Like, I didn't see enough life gain in here. Like, we have this lifelink guy, and that's about it out of there. And then in the black, if we were to splash the black, we have Lich's Caress, which gives us 3 life, and that's all we have, right? So, kind of iffy there. In the blue, we definitely don't have any life gain. I think we probably end up wanting to play white-blue, splash black. That's what I'm thinking. And I think we don't necessarily go with... We don't necessarily go with the Scythopterist, just because he's a 1/4 for 3. We don't have a lot of artifacts that we're going to be casting, so... Although it does make the flyers, so he might be okay just to play with him, and then like maybe you add in some of your other artifacts, like we can do Diamond Mare, and we can play, we're playing blue, so we would play the Gearsmith, right? And then maybe you play the Explosive Apparatus just to get an extra trigger on Psy. So maybe that's what you do, is maybe you go blue-white artifacts, because this makes flyers as well, which are what your evasive guys are. Now, if you come up against an opponent that is playing this, it just wipes all your Thopters out, which is not ideal. So, you know, you got to be careful that you don't throw all your eggs in one basket with 1/1 flyers. So, anyway, I think we would probably end up going white-blue. The pool was kind of a little bit all over the place. We got a pretty even split of all of this, and our rares were just kind of like all over the place too, right? Like, we got what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... There's only 5 rares there? Where's our 6th rare? Oh, it's this guy. There it is. I was like, there should be 6. Yeah, so I mean, like, you got what? 2 blue rares, 2 white rares, a red rare, and an artifact. But like, the Johnny's Last Stand is not amazing. Lathliss is a cool card, but we don't have any dragons to support her. Desecrated Tomb is like fine, I guess, but we have no way to like really remove creatures from our graveyard, because it's like whenever 1 or more creature cards leaves your graveyard, create a 1/1. So like if we were bringing the creature cards back from the graveyard regularly, like for instance, if we had more Rise from the Graves, or if we had some Macabre Waltzes, that kind of stuff, then the Desecrated Tomb would be cool, because then you get a bunch of 1/1 flying bats. Anyway, so that's been our little pool. Thank you so much for watching. I know I kind of droned on a little bit here. I hope you enjoyed my talk about what the cards are and my thought process. Have yourselves a wonderful day, and thanks for watching, and as always, may your pulls ever be better.